And we're back with more filmmakers. I'm talking to Noah Taylor, who's got a short film in the festival this year. Tell us about your short film.
Yeah, so it's a project called A to Z. It was my senior capstone at UVU, and it's about a guy named, oh my goodness. It's about a guy named Zach.
Okay.
And he's kind of experiencing the depression that comes after the loss of his fiance after she committed suicide.
Oh, wow.
And it's going through a little microcosm of his life as he is in the depths of his depression, considering ending his life and kind of learning how to re-characterize his memories of that relationship.
Wow. That sounds like a heavy story.
Well, maybe a little.
Is there some lightness to it?
No.
Is pretty
Yeah.
pretty darn heavy.
Yeah.
What made you want to do a film like this?
Yeah. So I think you're growing up, and I think nobody gets through life without losing somebody you love. And I think that's just a universal lesson. And I think I was, unfortunately, I learned that a little young,
Gotcha.
younger than I would have liked. And so this was just kind of me handling on a script. So I wrote and directed it. And it was me in the script handling how I felt about my depression, my anxieties, the feelings I had after I lost somebody I loved,
Yeah.
my feelings, my interactions with suicide. So I've been both the fiance that died and the fiance who had to live on
Interesting.
in a way. So it was just exploring those themes.
So it's very personal.
Yeah.
I think those are the most powerful stories, right? Is the ones that are personal to us. At least they can be. It's good that you were able to find some way to, like, I don't know, either did it help you, do you feel like, in your personal life to be able to create this piece of art?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, fortunately, I'm fairly past a lot of where those struggles were.
Okay.
I think if I was writing about those when I was going through it, it'd be
Right.
really hard. I think the number one piece of advice I've always gotten when I'm writing is don't write about the struggles you're going through because it's never going
Right.
to make them better. But it was nice. It was really cathartic to be able to put those feelings into characters and see how they reacted to those situations.
Yeah, very cool. I'm glad that you had that opportunity to do that.
Thanks.
That's really cool. What was now is this was your capstone, you said. What was your process of, like, the whole production part? You know, I mean, did you do like just an open casting, or did you just kind of cast people you already knew? What was all of that, like pre-production, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so it was open casting.
Okay.
So the majority of pre-production we spent just trying to figure out the look that we wanted for the film. And then we went into casting, and I just did, all the Utah film Facebook groups. I just posted to those, and we got about 50 applicants, 50 people who wanted the parts, and which I thought was really good for a student short.
Yeah.
I was blown away, and man, it was a lot of. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I watched every single audition myself.
Of course you should have.
I know some people are like, they have people who are like,
No,
I have some people who handle the auditions, but I was like, I have to do it myself.
Because you didn't have a casting director.
No.
Okay.
But I watched all 50 of them, and then we did callbacks with a good third.
Wow.
And we just ended up on Louis Blache, and he's fantastic. He's a killer actor.
He's amazing.
And then Ashley Colt's kind of had a leg up on the advantage.
Yeah.
Because she's my friend. I've known her for most of my time in film school.
Ashley's wonderful.
And she helped me write the script. And so I see that she sends me a little cheeky email like, I'm auditioning for Allie, and I was like, this is a little bit of an unfair advantage you have here. But she killed her audition, and then she killed the callback. And I was talking to my producer, I'm like, I don't know if this is the right thing. She helped write the script, and then he's like, if she's the best actress for it, she's the best actress for it.
Absolutely. I think that's a really good lesson to learn, that it doesn't matter. Yeah, like you say, if she's the right person for it, then she needs to be in that role.
Absolutely, and she did great.
So it's just a two-person.
Yeah, so we also cast Carl Dumas as the dad for Louis.
Oh, okay.
But
you see like
he's
flashbacks.
a very, pretty minor role in that.
Okay, excellent. What were some hardships you had during the filming or production? Any obstacles you had to get over?
Yeah, so honestly, it's not even related to production. Well, there's a couple things related to production, but the biggest one is 2 days before filming, I ended a relationship of 1.5 years.
Oh, no.
So you get onto the production on Monday, you've just broken up with this super long-term relationship on Saturday, and you're like, what could go worse? We're just going to have a good time.
Oh.
I was like, my life we've hit rock bottom a little bit, Only thing is up. Production issue though, my DP dropped the project about 4 weeks before filming, so I had a scramble to find the new one. And Preston, the new DP, he crushed it with such little prep time.
Excellent. So maybe it worked out for the best anyway.
I think it did, and I could definitely, like, you know, you not lose a connection, but you lose an opportunity with someone, and then you find a lifelong film connection from it.
Absolutely, that's wonderful. Did you have any lessons that you kind of learned in this project that it's going to help you moving forward? Like you're like, oh, I'm not going to do that again. You know, what were some lessons that were learned?
Rewrite your script once you have your locations, because there's so many things that I wanted to do. We had a scene in an arcade, and we went to this arcade that my locations manager had booked, and it was a great location. Had none of the machines that I wanted that I had listed in the script.
Oh.
So we had like 20 minutes to rewrite an entire like 2-page scene, and we turned it into a montage. So my lesson, rewrite everything once you know where you're actually shooting.
That's a good lesson. Yeah. I don't know much about location scouting, but yeah, that seems like a nightmare, just getting the right location.
And businesses never want to close for you to film, at least
Especially
not on a student level.
not a student film. Yeah, if you give them enough money, they might, but...
yeah, not the money I had.
Exactly.
$200 and like pleases and thank yous weren't going to get me in.
Uh-huh. Do you feel like you kind of, you know, for a capstone project, do you feel like you learned what you were supposed to learn in doing that project? I mean, do you feel like you had all the tools you needed? And I'm curious about that, because I always wonder if with these student filmmakers, you know, did they get what they needed out of this?
Yeah, I think so. I think all the tools were available to me. I had no idea how to put them together. You can prep so much, but then you get there and you're shooting like this thing that's like the most important thing of your entire college career.
Yeah.
And you get there and you're like, I have no idea what the crap I'm doing. Like, what's going on? But I think I learned a valuable lesson, and that's just like you really need to like trust everyone on your crew, everyone in your cast. I mean, you brought them in for a reason to do a job, and at least on a student level, I think you see a lot of people try to micromanage every little aspect that's not part of like what they're doing. I'm going to come in, I'm going to direct. Preston is going to handle the camera stuff, and he's going to do great. And I'm just going to focus on working with Louie and Ashley and getting this right to where they want it to be. And learning how to gain trust from actors and learning to listen to what they're saying was a big, I think, lesson that I learned that I hadn't quite learned the rest of my college time.
Interesting. So as a director, what do you think you can do better next time?
Ooh. Stay in the relationship beforehand.
Don't end a relationship before you start filming. Okay.
But yeah, I think definitely giving myself more time with my actors. We didn't have a lot of rehearsal time, as in we had no rehearsal time.
Which is very common in film.
Yeah, but it's so hard coming in day one, especially when you haven't worked with these people, and it's like they don't trust you as a director yet. You don't necessarily trust them as actors yet. And so I think if I was going to do it over again, I would have had complete full trust just from like the second walking onto set.
Yeah, interesting. Well, you can make sure that happens next time.
Exactly.
By having some meetings beforehand and
some
rehearsals.
Some better planning.
Yeah. So what's next for you as far as projects coming down now you've graduated, you're done. What's happening?
See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So, I mean, the big thing on the horizon is nothing at the moment.
That's okay.
I just got engaged, and so
That's
a lot of my focus is definitely on wedding planning, which unfortunately takes away a lot of script writing time.
Yes.
But it's definitely more important.
Absolutely.
I mean, the next thing I really want to do is I really enjoy writing dramas and relationship dramas and just things where people don't get along, but they still like each other, they still love each other. And so I'm trying to work on some semblance of a script of somebody who makes a big sacrifice for someone, and then that person breaks up with them. And then going about this relationship that he's doing a lot for her, but she's not interested anymore.
That's heartbreaking. Makes my heart hurt a little bit. But it sounds like a really good story.
Yeah, I think this one might have some brevity to it too, which will be good.
Okay, yeah, give us something to laugh at.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds exciting. So you've got a lot of work ahead of you. Got to get that script done.
I got to get married first.
And congratulations on that. That's amazing.
I appreciate it.
Anything else that we didn't talk about in regards to your film at the festival? anything that, I mean, I feel like we talked pretty well about it, but yeah, if there's any little detail or anything you want to throw in.
I don't know. This is a first for me. So
That's okay. Hey,
I'm
we're all
new.
just learning. I'm new.
Oh, well,
I'm new
you're
at
doing
life.
great.
I don't know. I'm new at interviewing filmmakers. This is literally the first time I've interviewed filmmakers.
You're doing fantastic. I wouldn't have guessed.
I improv, so I'm an actor.
well, you're-
I can improvise.
And you're rehearsed then.
Well, okay. So before I let you go,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a fun fact
'Kay.
about you. What's a fun fact about you?
Yeah, I gotta think.
Something fascinating. Doesn't have to be fascinating. That's a lot of pressure.
No. That's
Between two ferns, between one fern.
between a singular
It's not
fern
even a
without
fern.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so
One
we
interesting
digress.
fact. I mean, I wanted to be a chef for the longest time. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's the one. The one interesting fact is, you give up one artistic thing because I said it's not going to make money, and then I went to film school.
Which
Isn't gonna.
isn't-
It's not going to make money.
I don't want to rain on your parade because I'm in this industry too.
But
But yeah, no, that's fascinating. Cool. Do you like to cook still?
yeah, I love it.
Your fiance excited about that?
Yeah, well, she doesn't cook a lot, so I hope she's excited
There you
about it.
go.
It's maybe one of the only reasons she said yes.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I'm mac and cheese. I have a mac and cheese recipe that I've honed.
What kind of cheese do you put in it?
I do a bit of ricotta, some cheddar, some mozzarella, some parmesan. I usually do like some Kobe Jack.
You should put some Gruyere on the top.
That's fancy.
There you go.
That's
It is fancy.
I'm not on
fancy.
college budget anymore. I guess I'll have to think about it.
Well, thank you for being here to talk to me. I appreciate it, and good luck with your future and the film here at the festival.
Hey, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Well, this wraps it up for me today, but you're going to hear from some other people. There will be more interviews with filmmakers at the Utah International Film Festival coming up.